Conversation presented by White House Custom Color. I'm Jed Toffer. White House Custom Color is a premier professional photography and press printing lab serving photographers around the globe. Be sure to check us out at whcc.com. We're going to see where it goes. I'm super intrigued to hear what you have to say because I think you have important things to say.
I hope so.
I really do.
Yes.
So right into the mic is best.
Okay. Is this too close?
No, you can't get too close.
I have a gap, so I whistle. I don't want to be like,
I had
the whole
no
time.
idea what you were talking about at first. What is she referring to? I don't know. Should I laugh? Is it funny? No, you're
Okay,
totally
so
fine.
this is
Yeah, that's totally
Okay,
fine.
good.
When it's close like that, you'll sound better. You'll
Okay,
just sound better.
perfect.
And so let's start off with this. Tell me a little bit about who you are.
Well, my name is Christina Ramirez. I am a senior portrait photographer based out of San Antonio, Texas. I have a studio in downtown San Antonio. I have been photographing now for about 8 years and full-time for about 6 years. I left a major corporate bank, great money and benefits.
Right.
And I took the leap of faith and...
Why? Why did you do that?
Because I wanted it so bad.
Yeah.
I just knew in my heart I couldn't work for somebody else anymore. And I was crying every single day because all I could think about was photography. When you were at
the bank or after you left the bank?
No, when I was at the bank, all I could think about was photography. I mean, I was literally in love with it.
Yes.
That's what I felt like. Like when you're in a new relationship and all you can think about is the other person. And it was literally like a love affair in that moment with my business. So my husband at the time, he told me, well, if you can, shoot, we figured out, we worked our numbers. And if basically it worked out, if I could do 2 sessions a week, then I would make enough to leave. Right. And I had to buy all my equipment before I left. That was the deal.
That was the deal.
Yes. All the equipment, 2 sessions a week. When I left, I had all my equipment and I was doing 4 sessions a week.
Oh, is that right?
Yes. And I left 4 months earlier than the original plan. That's how bad I wanted it.
You went after it.
I went all in. I was working 80-hour weeks, doing my regular job, coming home. I wanted it so bad.
This was in 2011, 2012.
About that time. Yeah. And I was doing everything. I was doing weddings and families and, I had literally maybe done 2 seniors at the time. And I thought I was going to kind of lean more towards weddings and families. I had booked a wedding to Puerto Rico in which my corporate job told me, we'll see if we can give you the time off. And I was like, oh no, I'm going.
Right.
Tickets are bought, contracts are paid for.
It's a wedding.
It's a wedding. Yeah. So I literally quit 3 weeks before that wedding.
Yeah. You gave him notice.
Yeah.
So that it wasn't even an issue.
My husband's like, just quit at this point. Like you're working to the bone. I think we'll be fine. And actually when I left, I had 0 bookings on my calendar. And I was like, I'm going to hit the ground running after this wedding. And I had all this planned. And while I was in Puerto Rico, I booked 4 sessions and it literally just took off from there. I had never stopped.
Is that right?
It was a God thing. It really was. Yeah. So, and then I also told myself when I'm leaving corporate America, if I don't love it, I'm not going to shoot it. And so as time went on, I did twin newborns and I'm like, okay, don't love this. Not going to do it again.
Not going to do newborns.
Newborns gone. So I took that off my website and then got tired of chasing 2-year-olds. And I was like, okay, I'm not, cause I didn't leave that to not continue to love what I did, what I was doing. So I ended up landing into seniors and I've been doing seniors now. I'm going into my 5th year of seniors.
And so that's primary.
That's all I'm doing.
That's it.
That is it. For the last 4 years, I let go, actually 3 years. I did my last wedding and I had a nasty bridesmaid and I remember everything I dropped. I remember the moment. And I had a nasty bridesmaid. I was doing weddings and seniors at the time and she was just ugly to me. And
she was a bridesmaid?
She was a bridesmaid.
Ew.
I never had bridezillas. But
you didn't never have a bridezilla? Or a mother of the bride?
Mother of the bride. I don't know. I'm pretty good at being passive aggressive, so.
How did you handle the bridesmaid? Because it's rare that I hear of a bridesmaid.
It was just a sister
trouble.
of the bride. The bride was kind of like really just very relaxed, and so you could tell she was used to letting her sister handle everything.
I see.
But she wasn't in the loop with everything, and so I don't know. She kept snapping at me, and was like wouldn't call me by my name, and it was just I felt like rough. A servant, you know.
That would have been rough stuff.
I was done. So and I literally told my mom, I'm like, this is my last wedding. I'm not booking anymore. So I just love the seniors. I love
in a sense you could thank that bridesmaid.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. You led me to here.
Pushed me over the edge.
Yes. Yeah. So that I've taken off and done that, and I love it. The high school is definitely, it's fun. They're a lot of fun.
Now you told me something about what we were going to talk about that piqued my interest immediately.
Okay, which I'm interested to know why, but okay. I guess maybe not a lot of people are real about it and admit it.
That would be why.
Okay.
That you hit it right on the head.
Okay.
So
I'm not afraid.
What did you tell me?
I am in a rut. Mm-hmm. A major creative rut.
A big rut.
Huge. I don't think I've loved anything that I've shot since I did a shoot in New York City with some agency models back in October. It's
been a while.
It's been a long time. I mean, I create good work. I know I do. It's consistent. Right. I think when you're new, everything is all over the place. Yeah. And you're really just trying to figure it out, and you're trying new things, and let's try this, and because it's new, it's exciting. And then you start to, fine tune it and fine tune your brand and create the look that your clients are going to know you for. And so I have that. I mean, it's like clockwork, but what they don't talk about is that it becomes monotonous because now it's hard to change things up.
So business-wise, you're doing all right.
Oh, business-wise, I'm great. I have no problems with my business. I'm busy. I book out my, for example, I shoot all year, pretty much all year round in San Antonio, except the summers because it's very hot.
Right.
But, I'm usually sold out for my spring semester by January.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm done. I can't take on any more at that point. So, and then usually the summer before my fall will be booked, probably by September, like a couple weeks they get into school, my inquiries just blow up. And then I'm booked for the fall, and I already start booking into the next time. So I have no problem. My sales average is high. I'm good there. But it's just monotonous. It's a lot. You're just doing the same thing. You're shooting in the same places. I feel like you don't have a whole lot of creative wiggle room because maybe it could be me. I became a perfectionist about sticking to what I'm known for.
Oh.
Being, I'm known for being colorful in my images and everything being fun and bright and bold and, laughter and I don't know, just and so what if I want to try being dark and dreary?
What if you do?
I don't know. I feel like it's wrong. Like I'll stare at it and then I psych myself out. So, and then it's like that ability to play. I don't know. I get scared.
You get scared of what?
It's not the same as when I was little, younger, little in the industry.
Right.
I get scared of what? Is that what you asked me?
Yeah. What are you afraid of?
I don't know. This is like a therapy session.
Well, you picked the topic.
I'll be as honest, but I'm being honest,
I know you are. And I think you will. That's why I'm asking the question.
Yes. What am I afraid of? Afraid of failure.
What does failure look like?
Failure is that, maybe the clients that are coming, like I'll lose this momentum that I've got going on, but people love the work that I'm putting out now. Mm-hmm. What if I go down a road and I'm producing stuff that they're not crazy about and then that goes away?
You mean like they stop coming to you?
They stop coming to me.
Then what?
I don't know. Then what? I have a lot of overhead, so I've got bills to pay. Okay. I can't afford it.
No, that's a legit answer.
I have a studio, I've got, assistants, and I outsource editing, and so it's just a lot of things it's like all the things you're working towards and you get there, then now it becomes...
Now what?
Now what?
Yes.
Yes, and I remember the moment I hit my 5-year mark of... in 5 years, this is what I'm going to do. And I had everything written down and all my goals lists and every lens that I wanted and I want a studio and I want XYZ amount of clients. My sales average, I want to be, over $3,000. And literally the moment where everything was checked off, even down to teaching wasn't even on my 5-year goal list. I wanted to teach in 10 years.
Right.
And the fact that, this is my 4th push conference and I've taught at other conferences and I'm so blessed and I love it, and workshops and mentorships. And I was even able to cross that off my list. So I think even that it was just a moment of like, whoa, what am I going to do now? So I have to create a new set of things. So
you have to create a new set of things,
a new set of goals, I don't know. I feel that way a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm a goal getter.
Yeah.
And if I don't have anything to work towards, I think that's also part of it.
Okay. Now that from a practical standpoint, that makes sense, right? Mm-hmm. You need to put things down so you have something to shoot for. That's how you work.
Yes, absolutely.
So that could be a really big deal.
It could be. Yeah. And I feel like it's kind of, I don't know, it's all over the place. And then I stop myself. I do. It's weird. I was literally just talking to my husband before I walked into this room about wanting to go in and do studio lights. I've done natural light for the last 8 years.
Yeah.
And he's so supportive and amazing. He's like, that's what you want to do. But I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know.
Now, what stops you there? Tell me that.
I'm an amateur.
Are you?
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know how to operate it. It's something completely. I think I can literally go outside and shoot and not even think like it's so second nature to me. Yeah. And I think that's also part of the rut is that I don't even think about it. So it's not fun anymore.
Yeah.
So with the studio, that's what excites me about it, but also scares me. So it's almost like this double edge.
But you have the studio, yes?
I do. I have the space for it. Mm-hmm. So it's just a matter of getting in there and just doing it.
Yep.
This is so. Thank you. I'm answering my own questions.
Well, you sure are. No, really. I mean, we were even before we started this. You said I think people already know.
Yeah.
Referring to other thing, like I think most people already know.
Well, and I think being in a creative, I've talked to other creatives, and it's surprising how many people are in a creative rut, but they don't say it out loud. No. Everyone talks about. They're always showing their beautiful images and all the things that they're doing and social media. And look at this and I had a blast doing this. And it's like, did you really? No. Oh my God, I'm so tired of her. And it's just so fake. And so I just stopped posting because I'm like, and it could be social media suicide. I've not posted in 6 weeks.
Yeah.
But I had a come to Jesus moment. I'm like, why am I fighting it? If I don't love it, I need a break. And so I stopped, and it's actually been really good for me.
Yeah.
But just hearing other people, and you look at their feed and read their captions, and you think they're just having the dandiest old time. And then you talk to them, and I'm in a creative rut too, and I'm so sick of. Right. And it's like, why don't we talk about this?
No, I think it's a conversation worth having.
Absolutely. And I mean, a lot of the answers are there. A fear is the biggest thing. And when I mentor, I always tell people, well, what are you afraid? I mean, literally the same things you're asking me, I ask them.
Yeah.
But it's hard. It's always easier when you're on the outside.
I find this really easy for myself.
Yeah.
Right now, just asking you these questions. I wouldn't want anybody to ask them to me.
No.
But.
Because it's hard to look into, and you're like, well, why am I scared? Okay, well, that sounds ridiculous.
I'm scared of failure. Well, what's failure? Well, then you start, the deeper the more you unpack that, the more layers you peel off of that onion, the scarier it is.
Yeah.
What are the things that mean the most to you?
The things that mean the most to me when I'm shooting, or
in your whole life? My
whole life. My husband, my family. Mm-hmm. This isn't public just yet, but I want a family. I want babies. So I know when that happens for me, it's gonna be a whole new set of, my whole world is gonna change.
You already know.
Yeah, I already know.
Oh my.
But my family, and my business is definitely up there. It's my baby at this point. And I love it.
It's about to be replaced by real babies if you start getting babies.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Which I'm ready for it.
Right.
Which is another, I don't know. Well, I tried to think about what that would look like for me, but I think it's just going to have to just happen.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah. So, and I see so many amazing parents just being bosses and parents at the same time. So I know that it can be done. So I just need to figure out how to get myself out of this rut so I can continue on doing both when that time comes for me and not really worry about it.
What does facing your fears look like?
Facing new fears.
For you.
What's so crazy is that in the beginning of this journey, when I I was so fearless. Like, who quits their job?
Yeah,
at a major bank.
That's the opposite of what
absolutely.
You sound like
And I would pride myself in that when I would talk to people. Well, how do you do that? I'm fearless.
Yeah.
I just do it. You don't think about it. And now I'm like, what's wrong? I'm scared shitless.
Yeah. Right.
I don't want to, So I think here's the thing that I've thought about it. At this, when I was newer and fearless and doing all that, I didn't have a name for myself. Nobody knew who I was.
Oh,
And so if it didn't matter if it didn't work out. Now I've got 9,000 followers on Instagram. And so there's a little bit, it sounds like it's filled with ego. And Christina, this is your ego talking, like, who the hell cares, whatever. But I mean, when you've built that name for yourself, you've built that brand. I live in a city of 2 million people, but yet I'm recognized everywhere I go. I go to the grocery store, people know who I am. I go to Chick-fil-A, the kids at that are checking me out. Are you Christina Ramirez? And so it's just,
And do you like that?
I do, of course. Who wouldn't? I think it's cool.
Yeah.
But at the same time, in this space of like, I want to explore it makes it hard. Because I think that boils back to me being afraid of failing or they're not liking what I'm doing or, and so I have that worry because of what I've built.
What the words that just keep coming to my mind with you saying all this is at the cost of what? You like this, you like that, but these are the most important things in your life. Mm-hmm. And you have all this going on over here at the cost of what? I know I'm not even trying to tell you that I know what I'm talking about right now.
I'm going to have to sit on that.
But that's what's going through my mind.
Yeah.
Because everything that you're saying that you enjoy and everything that you're saying that you get out of it regarding, if I do this, then I'm going to lose my Instagram followers or people aren't going to recognize me or like that's what's on the scale for you.
Mm-hmm. And I'm starting to lose. I'm definitely, especially with me taking a break and stuff. I think I'm finding that my give a damn is being busted little by little. Like, I don't care anymore. Just whatever. And maybe that's what needs to happen.
Maybe the levee needs to break.
It needs to break. Absolutely. And I'm so open to it. And each time I talk about it, even now, I'm just like what? It just sounds so silly.
You want it to happen. There's a piece of you that just wants it to happen.
Next time you see me, you're going to be like, dude, wow, just you wait.
Well, I feel like I could say just you wait right now.
Yeah, I'm ready for it.
It's not far off.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this then, with all of this in mind. What do you want that to look like? What do you want that levee breaking, that dam eroding? What do you want it to look like?
Like on the other side?
Yes.
I just want to fall in love with it again. Mm-hmm. I think that's the part. I just like that excitement. I don't know. I think that's a great question. Okay. It's a great question. I want to love it again. I feel like that's gone. It's not the same. I wouldn't say it's completely gone because I do love what I do. It is very fulfilling. There's just aspects of it, I think, and I'll get reminded when a girl, it just, cries when she sees her photos for the first time.
Yes.
And then those are the moments where I'm like, damn it, Christina, this is not about you. Like, this is a bigger purpose, And so I have those moments that just fill me up, so, and I just try to hold on to him as long as I can. And that's what pulls me through. So I know I'm going to get through this. It's just a matter of me getting over the fear of trying something new and just going for it and having that. I mean, just getting back to that. Well, let's just do it. Let's shoot it tomorrow versus the question. Well, what if, I don't know. And what if, and doing that. So
questioning myself.
So I think on the other side, that'll hopefully subside and the fearlessness will come back.
What do you have to do? What does Christina have to do? What is an action item for you?
I just need to do and stop thinking. I've become an overthinker.
You need to stop thinking. You need to stop talking. You need to start doing.
Just start doing. Absolutely. Start doing. And doing something different and not worrying about everyone else. I'm going to walk out of here and go buy some lights and my husband's going to kill me.
Well, I'm not trying to blame
it on Jed.
I'm not trying to get you to spend some money. But
yes.
I do think that it sounds as though you're at a point where you're ready to do something.
I'm definitely ready. I am. And I think it's, I've been there. It's just this, I'm like at a tip. I'm like back and forth almost, but I'm.
Do you have somebody close to you that, not your husband, that can hold you accountable?
Yes, I do. My stepmom, she's not a photographer.
Good.
She's a businesswoman. She's amazing.
Even better.
Yes. So.
And I say these things because in my experience, when you're at a point like this, it really helps to have somebody that can push you. And I don't recommend that being your spouse.
Yes.
Because we've tried that.
Yes. You're right. Because I think in moments he's so wise and I'm like, you're so wonderful. And then other moments I'm like, I don't want to hear that. Leave me alone.
Well, there's that.
Yeah.
And you know what? A marriage has enough going on in it.
Yes.
And you don't have to add that to it.
You're right.
And so I think, this is the only advice that I really feel comfortable giving you, because you already know so much. You already know.
I'm a self-helper. I'm very insightful.
You have the answers, but that fear's in the way. There's no question.
There's
right?
a block. Absolutely.
Yes. So I think that's when I get to that point, I need to find somebody that's the right person, that I trust, right? That isn't my spouse, that I can confide in and say, look, I'm telling you this because I need your help.
Yeah.
And you know me and I trust you. And so I know I need to do this, or this, whatever it is that you need to, maybe it's buy lights, right?
Yeah.
But it's easy to say that in this moment. And then you get on the plane and you go home and you get out and you're like, oh, I'm not going to do that yet. You know,
yes.
When if it is buy lights, you need to buy the lights.
Just get in there and do it.
Using that as a metaphor.
Absolutely.
Point.
No, I get that. So, okay, I have a question for you.
Oh my.
Were you a photographer? Are you a photographer?
I'm not.
Were you ever a photographer?
My wife is a photographer.
Oh, got it. Okay. I was gonna ask, have you ever pulled yourself out of a creative rut?
Are you kidding? Yeah.
Yeah.
All kinds of ruts, but certainly creative ruts. And for me, with a creative rut, what I found that I needed to do was something different, almost anything different. And a lot of times it had nothing to do with photography in general. Like I'd have to get out. There was a time where I started drawing again, because I used to do that with charcoal and pencils.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I did that for a short time. But for me, it wasn't about like transitioning into all of a sudden drawing.
Right.
It was about getting out of where I was and doing something else. You know, for me, there are times where I'll play a video game, right? But it has to be the right one.
Right.
Or there are times where I'll hike. You know, I got into cooking for a while.
You won't find me doing that.
Well, I'm just giving examples of other ways where I
think that's brilliant. I love that. Where it has nothing to do with what you normally do.
Nothing to do. I started writing for a while because I used to have a blog, then I got out of that, and then I would get into a rut because for me, when I was doing Photoshop all the time, just retouching, that's where the monotony came in for me.
Yes, I can imagine. Yeah.
Right, so I brought somebody else in to help, right, and I got into writing, and I wrote a blog for 4.5 years. Like that took off, for me at the time, right? So for me, I just as a willful act of intention, did something else outside without any like, I need to do this for a year, or I need to do this no, it wasn't that. It was just, I'm going to just go do this and see what happens. And that's what helped me.
That's great advice. It is. I mean, because I'm not just, I'm creative in multiple ways. When you're creative, usually creatives aren't just creative in one avenue.
Oh, you can do other stuff.
You can do other stuff. So I'm gonna have to dig into that. I'm definitely gonna take that.
Well, for you it might help because you're also not going to have that pressure that you impose upon yourself. If you do something outside of photography, you're not going to be worried about what anybody else thinks because no one else is going to be in a position to care, and you know that, and it doesn't matter.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Makes absolute sense.
I feel like I just said a lot of words.
No, I'm listening. I love the tough love. Bring it on.
Well, and that's where you can go to your stepmom.
Yes.
Too, and really welcome the tough love from her.
Yes.
Without the blowback that you're going to get if it's from your husband.
Okay.
I'm saying that because I really like your husband right now.
Yeah, he's awesome.
I don't want him in a position where it's not going to go well. You know what I mean?
Yes. I think I just need to play more and allow myself the ability to do that.
That's awesome. Play more. Yeah.
Because and when you're beginning, you're doing that though, because you're not getting paid for it.
Yeah, you certainly see it that way a lot more too.
Absolutely, it's fun, and let's paint her face this way, and let's put the scarf this way, and so it's just, I think, when you're working for clients, it's different. When you're working for clients, especially when you have a brand established, and they're coming to you because they expect a certain result.
Yes.
And so the ability to play and get creative, it's a little bit more limited. And that's where I've found myself. Then I've become a perfectionist because of it. I just have become obsessed with making sure that I'm delivering the product that I know that they're coming to give me, and that they're going to pay me $3,500 for.
Yes. Well, that piece is a big piece.
Absolutely. And when you're considered a high-end photographer, and they're paying you, things have to line up.
You need to deliver.
You have to deliver. They're writing big checks for you.
Yeah, I get it.
So, that's important to me.
Well, don't confine yourself in this prison for much longer.
That's powerful.
I feel like we have this figured out.
I think so. I feel good.
We have a map.
Yes. I'm going to play more and just do.
Yes.
Those are my points.
And I'm serious. I would get your stepmother involved. She
is already heavily involved. I think I've never told her I need you to check in on me in a certain way.
Ooh.
So I think that I'm open to it. She'd be fine with it.
Maybe she's I'm not saying she's the right person. You'll know.
No, yeah.
She could, or maybe she's not, but find somebody.
Yeah, absolutely.
To give you that little push.
Good, Jed. Wow.
That's a nice segue into the fact that we're at Push Conference 2018.
2018. We are here in Greencastle, Indiana.
That's right.
And it's been awesome.
It has been a really
awesome.
good
This is my
time.
4th Push Conference. I'm always honored that Vicki asks me to come back. And maybe after she listens to this, she may not want me to come back.
Or she might want you to come back right away.
I've actually thought, I said, maybe I'm going to get out of this, and I'm going to help other people get out of their stuff too.
Yeah.
And I'm open to that.
Yeah.
So
good for you.
Talk to me next year.
I will. I definitely want to follow up on this. I think you did great.
Thank you.
Thanks for doing this with me.
No problem.